GI.
All right, welcome back, listeners and watchers alike, to Shift Happens, where we break down the real shifts behind the good, bad, and the ugly of contact centers, leadership, and business owners. Today, we're going to touch on a couple of topics, quite a few topics that we've gone through in a little bit more detail in the past, and some we have not touched on at all. Today, we have myself, Sonic CX co-founder and COO Preston, and to my left here, Mr. Justin Jones, co-founder of Sonic CX and CEO. We are going to get started.
What's that?
There's many things that I think are kind of considered hot topics or sensitive topics that are within contact centers that we could touch on, obviously. But I want to get a little of this, little of that. So let's just touch on something that we have dove into deeper in the past. And I mean, heck, you even wrote a book, Death to KPIs, available on Amazon.com. KPIs are over worshipped. Why?
Shit.
Or do you feel they're over worshipped, and why?
Yes, absolutely. I think KPIs are what we said, guides, not gods, like a bunch of times in previous episodes. I think people use KPIs to drive decision making that's not in the best interest of the business itself. Like, it's in the sake of efficiency, like how to do more with less, right? And you're going to see a shit ton of this happen with automation. Like, for sure. Like, trying to automate your way into, like, using KPIs is like the lever. Like, you use it for math, making no assumptions that things change, like agent perspective, the impact on the workflow. And you know, like something as simple as like auto dialer and abandon rates. Like, that's the first form of AI, if you even want to call it, or automation. But KPIs, right? Like, hey, if we just crank this bad boy up and we're going to do more with less or have better success. And it does not always work that way. So, like, KPIs are the fatal flaw of executives at the executive level, staring at KPIs to make decisions without context of what it's like for the people that actually do the job is just like the stupidest shit you'll ever see. Like, they stare at KPIs, and anybody that watches this, they'll know for certain if you sit in those management meetings and you stare at numbers and make decisions with absolutely zero context. And then you get the trickle down effect of, like, that's why they say being a middle manager sucks the most.
Yeah.
Because middle managers end up squeezed. Like, you're responsible to the agents. You have decision makers at the top making decisions solely based on KPIs. And then information coming up to the middle management about, problems, whatever, and you just get stuck in the middle trying to manage boots on the ground versus KPI in the sky, got it all figured out because the math makes sense. We do things this way, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, for
and
sure.
People are lazy with their KPIs too. I could talk about that shit all day.
Yeah, people are lazy just as hell when it comes to KPIs. I think that a lot of people take what KPIs they've used or seen in the past, whether you had been an agent brought into management, and management brought into exec, or an exec brought into an owner. You use KPIs that you've seen being utilized in the past. And one of them, I'm going to just say, for example, that I probably hate the most, and I could comfortably say, HT, average handle time,
yeah,
has probably ruined more customer experiences than helped, like in the scheme of things.
Yep.
But on a flip side, I've fired people for not hitting their average handling time. And that pisses me off, because some of those individuals that I've fired for not hitting a KPI, such as average handle time, were some of my best collectors, some of my best sellers and just overall top performers. Sometimes they spend more time with the agents, or heck, they're just efficient and spend the appropriate amount of time with the agents. Obviously, there's a balance with everything, but a KPI, I think that needs to be lower on the spectrum of like percentages that we're rating these things is, I mean, shit,
Average
HT,
handle time.
100%. Average handle
Well,
time.
and that's
Why do
the
we care so much about how long I'm spending to talk to you? As
you
long as I'm
break the
not
math,
spending all
Preston.
day.
Breaks the
And
math, bro.
I get it
It,
breaks the man, but
that
there's people that are manipulating stats by hanging out on the phone and because they're getting paid hourly, and there's people that are just simply having conversations, and their handle time isn't even a concept. Who would you rather have, the performer or the person balancing their average handle time so their score sheet looks good?
no,
Oh, the performer.
you're spot on. I mean, fuck it. I'm gonna swear because, but you're right. And this is the shit that why like death to KPIs, whatever. It is people view customer service as a cost center, and because they view it as a cost center, AHT keeps the math true, and they assign no revenue value to the interactions. You knew that as a leader inside the team, you could see the revenue. You're like, holy, look at this. Like I'm firing somebody that's delivering results because it breaks your math. Because again, I mean, laziness,
Yes,
dude.
like
It's like, hey, you break our model. Our cost model doesn't compute for the fact that you spend that much time on the phone because they assign no value to the call. They only assign a cost to the individual. And
yep,
that burden of that
100%.
cost needs to be reduced through efficiency. So fuck KPIs when they're measured
100%.
that way.
Yeah. I think it's funny just to wrap up on that. KPIs and AHT being over worshipped and gods rather than guides. But wrap up my story as to one of my previous jobs. No names, no management's going to be called out
Just
here.
check his
But
profile.
we had a conversation about this, and it weighed heavy on my heart because I care about the people, especially the people that perform really well and they put in the effort. Like those individuals that come in, they put the effort to do well, and they perform, and they need that paycheck, so they try even harder, and they're not doing anything manipulative. We could probably have some very serious conversations about where AHT stands. And when I had this conversation, I was given exactly that, the cost model. Said, Preston, look, every agent costs this amount to hire, costs this amount to staff, costs this amount per second, and this amount per minute. If you take that and times it by 1,000 employees that we have, you come with this number. And I came back and I said, great, but what if every single one of those employees that are under the 60-second mark came out with 0 sales, and everybody over the 3-minute mark came out with a sell or a cross sell? You just made up for a good majority, 60-70% of the people that didn't collect a damn thing by hitting average handle time. Yes, there is a cost to taking calls and how long you're spending on it, but there's also a cost to not spending enough time, and I'm going to say appropriate amount of time
Yep.
with
Customers, but
the
that
conversion.
would require putting revenue value
Right.
into the conversations, which is just too hard. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just
No, yeah, yeah.
explaining. I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
for
saying
sure.
like that's how stupid this shit is.
Yeah, I
And
know we're
you,
on the same page about that. I
yeah.
mean, we 100%. I mean,
I'm
there's
gonna.
KPIs that are worth looking at. There are KPIs that just aren't. I'm not saying ADHT isn't. I'm just saying it falls very low. So,
Yeah, it's garbage. And honestly, for the record, my eyes twitching. I can't help it. I know. If anybody, if anybody knows that, I don't know if it's caffeine or what. I'm trying to drink water. Maybe I didn't sleep good last night. But yeah, no, I agree with everything you said there. It's just there's so many damn professionals inside of call centers like, that are programmed with this like archaic shit, dude. Like it's this old school way of thinking of like, and we have now insights through like technology to assign revenue value if you just pause and take a minute to figure out like churn. Like I tell you, being in the subscription space, it's insane. It's a sales issue. It's always a sales problem if churn's bad. It's always that's the first place you start. We're selling it wrong. We're setting improper expectations. We're not. And then eventually maybe you take a hard look at customer journey and flow and say, okay, what can we do to create a path of least resistance? And generally, companies today are finding that path through AI, through automation. They lose all control and insights in the sake of what's deemed efficient for the customer, but it really is done with the spirit of lowest cost.
Lowest
And I
cost,
don't think
100%.
I don't fucking think AI is there yet. It will be there. It'd be so
It'll
stupid
be
to say
there
that
in
it won't
certain
be,
areas. Yeah, customer
but
service, customer support, ticket handling for sure.
yeah,
But I will never, I don't care how, I mean, look, our voice agent, Bella, if you go to our website, sonicCX.com, you'll see, and you can even get an example, but is not somebody that I would put on a retention call that should build rapport with a customer and save them from canceling. It shouldn't be
yeah,
on a sales call. Shouldn't be on a collections call. So, but speaking of AI, so let's pivot to another topic here. So, topic two, and a good pivot, is AI making some people lazier? Or
100%.
are they using AI to avoid thinking?
I would think yes, yes, and yes. The I think what I would say AI is making people miss details. Like truthfully, you can trust the automation to an extent that details get missed.
For
But
sure.
but for sure you could go to stick to like what you're asking. Yes, even for me, like I use
Yeah.
AI to write LinkedIn posts like, "Hey, clean this up." I don't have to think
Yeah.
about punctuation and like, "Hey, does this read well?" I can write a sloppy version of what I want to reply with and it'll look like I like really like freaking uh English major,
Yeah. And then
but
when you message me on the side, it's like, I hope in meeting soon.
yeah, yeah. Did I say
I'm
hope
just
instead
kidding.
of hop?
Yeah,
The
I'm just
but it is. I think it's like the biggest thing that I think is the biggest threat to businesses with AI is actually losing sight of the nuances because you trust the
for sure.
automation to the point where like we had an experience internally like where we had automated reporting. I had automated reporting that comes to me that I didn't validate for a few weeks, and then you and I on our Tuesday call went through like the past 3 weeks and we were like, oh, these are off now. How far back does this go?
Yeah.
Because it's a perfect example. Perfect
Yeah.
example. You trust the automation to do what it needs to do. It's still a very powerful tool, but it does need to, somebody needs to always have an eye sanity check or human in the loop, as they say,
I
when you
I
use
couldn't
this
agree
shit.
more. Yeah, human in the loop with AI. Yeah, a human AI hybrid is what we're going to need to be successful because in my opinion, AI can most definitely, I mean, it helps people stop, thinking as critically because quite literally, I could come in here and say, give me the next 10 weeks worth of podcast ideas, lay it out, and we don't use it to that extent. We use it to maybe break it down as far as structure so I don't have to take the time and manually structure it. And I think that's where people need to be utilizing it. Don't utilize AI to think for you.
Think with you,
Think
brainstorm.
think with you. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't. I posted this a while ago. Is one of the AI tools that I because obviously AI is a very big topic of conversation. Some people love it, some people hate it. There's advocates. I use, I don't argue about, most of the time, with the exception of right now, apparently, whether AI is good or bad. I argue with AI. That was my post
Yeah.
because I've turned on the voice, uh, the
Shit's made me.
voice, yeah, the
Where you
voice
can talk to it.
version. I
Yeah.
named it Jarvis after RIP Iron Man.
He'll
Should be
come back.
missed.
He'll come
I
back.
know. Yeah, for sure.
Time travel.
Uh, Tony Stark killed him, by the way, in Iron Man. Goodness. And I have AI roleplay. I have Jarvis roleplay with me prior to meetings, prior to partner agreements, prior to manager command and reviews, prior to a lot of things. And sometimes I'll just use it to start out my day, especially if I'm waking up super early, 5 o'clock in the morning, about ready to get rolling in training class or whatever the case it may be. I'm like, Jarvis, my brain is dead, can't think. Let's do some brain teasers. And it gets rolling for me. Speed up, argue with me, be combative, challenge me. Take advantage of the AI tools that are available to you, but don't lean on them for your
Yeah,
success.
100%. And people are lazy. I think sometimes people don't even read. There was a newspaper article that literally is how lazy they got. The article ended with like how Chat GPT says, I can also do this. Like if you want, I
Yeah.
can streamline this into this conversation, and they person copied and pasted their article in
Oh,
with the Chat
included
GPT
that.
like summary comment. Yeah.
Ah, sucker.
Yeah, so there's an
Yep,
example
busted.
of being lazy on that
Yeah, no,
shit.
for
But I think
100%.
I think it's coming. Like
And I
it's
think,
it's going to be really
yeah,
really good. It's just not yet,
for
and
sure.
companies think they're saving money. Let them, you know what, go right ahead. I think let our competitors go right ahead and automate themselves to the point of like inefficiency. And we could talk about this, like
Yeah.
when you look at the BPO space, the the lack of understanding their clients blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, I
Like it's
agree.
literally like land and expand. Like that's what it's about. Like, hey, we got the account, let's get the new one. And not understanding the nuances. I think like you and I understand the nuances of everything we do inside of this company.
Yeah,
And we had one campaign we didn't, and it didn't last.
did not
Didn't
go
last,
well.
but you have no idea how to support it. I think as we grow, you obviously we need layers that get implemented in there, but like there's just too many BPOs that just like do not understand the
Land and
nuances of the
expand. I
companies
like
that they
that. Land and
support.
expand. I will say, just to touch, it's not that we failed at that, but there was some bad data given up in the prelims,
No,
so
for
we,
I
we
mean, yeah,
based it differently
but we
for
had
sure.
no clue. I literally could
We
not have
didn't.
taken a phone call. I
Yeah.
couldn't have trained somebody on how to take a phone call. We landed it and we handed it and we went to expand. It was relatively small, so I don't think we treated it with the respect it deserved, but
For sure.
it's a signal of what takes place inside this industry, the lack. And so this is again back to KPIs. It's the only thing they care about. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm responsible to these numbers on this report, but have no ramifications for like what happens after that timer.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I disposition the call, my responsibility ends. But when that next call occurs, like because they cancel because it was such a shitty experience or failed to
Yeah.
collect because they were in such a rush, no measurements on that at all. None.
Yeah, for sure. One of our major campaigns, I will say, and it's a campaign that currently causes us the most grief, but it causes us the most grief because we're trying to get the most success out of it, right? We're trying to dive into every intricacy of what can help us be successful. And some of that shit, probably bugs the individuals and executives within the partnership to an extent because of how often we reach out. But we truly just want to be successful. If we're successful, they're successful. And I think our of model and
We win when
motto
you win.
of "we win when you win" is a very great outline for a way a BPO operates, right?
Yeah.
So,
Did
yeah,
you see I changed
100%
my
agree.
LinkedIn headline? I mean, since we're,
No, I didn't. Yeah,
I thought it was good. It
I'll
was
check it.
building the most relentless revenue focused BPO in the industry.
I like that. Relentless.
Yeah. Building the
I
most
thought I was
relentless.
gonna get shit, pun intended, for my post yesterday where it says the honey. What does it say? The bee does not
Oh, yeah,
take the yeah
the fly.
the bee doesn't take the time to convince the fly that honey tastes better than shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good saying. But yeah, I mean,
So
anyway, I kind of ranted there. I just think it's funny. It's funny, like BPOs, dude. This industry's an interesting one, and why we got into
it
it
is.
is because it is high time that this whole thing gets, the whole model flips into the way that companies like ours, and we're not the only ones out there, you're starting to see more companies pivot
Yeah,
towards this
100%.
model of like, hey, revenue, revenue, revenue. And I'm going to say that, you know what, if we didn't start it, we certainly are one of the earlier adopters and influencer of this like revenue focus inside call centers.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it before us, so I'll say
No.
that we definitely are onto something because people are trying to emulate because it's just the it fucking makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
rocket scientists.
100%. Um, cool. I mean, good shit. Let's pivot to kind of another situation here, and this kind of relates to it relates to everybody, but it is a completely different pivot. Is the work and life balance. And let's just say, let's approach this as an owner, right? Because the work life balance as an owner of a company, for me, and I guess I'll just start out, has been wildly impacted. You know, I used to work 50, 60 hours a week, managing different operational units, different departments, standing them up, cleaning them up, and thought I was doing the Lord's work, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like the contact
Yeah,
gods. But
that's right.
really, what it comes down to is I wasn't doing shit in comparison to what somebody that cares about the end result and has everything relying on the success of this business currently does. And my work life balance has been impacted completely. I had friends reach out last week, and last week was a rough week for me. Just vulnerable moment, first year of my mom's passing. RIP, mom, miss you, love you. But people, wanting to hang out. You were one of them, and a couple other friends wanting to get together. But I had shit to do. Whether it's shit that could have waited or not, for me, it needed to be done. It was on my list. I'm a little OCD. I got post-it notes coming out the ears and the wazoo, and if they're not checked off, then my job isn't finished. And the funny thing is we're looking for managers to come in and be a part of BPO, and this isn't a job posting, y'all, by any means. But if you're interested in hearing more, feel free to reach out. Uh, that have the same mindset. Like, how great would it be to have sales managers that truly hop on and are like, I don't care if I work from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. as long as I get my job done
Yeah, 6
and
a.m. to
help the
10 a.m.
company.
Shit's done. It's done. It's a mission.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
How about you? What about your work-life balance?
oh,
How's
it
that
does
been impacted?
non-existent. On it,
Right.
work is life, and it's
Yep.
honestly life is like I have to clock out. I have to clock into life and clock out of it, if you wanted to even call it
I
that.
like that.
Like I literally have to like leave, like literally like I'm leaving my phone. Like I leave my phone because I know naturally I'll check the chat. Naturally I'll check pulse. I'll check
Yeah, for sure.
the state of the state. So I have to clock into life and clock out of life because work is life. And then, like the little rituals and like routines, like I think help. But honestly, the shit's fun. Like as long as
What is?
I'll tell you what fucks my shit up the most is when I focus on like what the outside the circle of influence, like the stress levels just like are not healthy, dude. You can't
No.
run, walk, lift weights enough to like get rid of that. So it's really important in my work life balance to make sure that I keep my focus on what I can influence and control and like and then that other shit just you got to kind of let it go. But yeah, work is life and life gets clocked in and clocked out.
I like that statement that you used. I have to clock in and out of life rather than clock in and out of work. But it's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So true. I
I just
remember when
made
I
that
went
shit
to
up on the fly too. I didn't hear that anywhere.
Yeah, I remember when I went to Mexico. I felt exactly like that. I
Yeah.
felt like, all right, I'm on my computer, I'm carrying it on my backpack, I got my phone in hand, and I'm getting yelled at by the people I went to Mexico with, and
Got to clock.
It's like, all right, time to clock back into life and go back to
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah.
I gotta go freaking watch. I gotta go rock climbing and zip lining.
Oh, poor
I
me.
know I could be influencing these cells over here.
Yeah. I
This is a
think
terrible
honestly,
day.
it's kind of addicting and fun, but I like it. There is like for anybody that starts a company, there's such a big purpose, right? Like, and then the tremendous, like, everybody wants to glamorize, like, even before we started this, it's like, hey, we want our own thing. But then you start to realize how deeply you care about everybody on the team and how much you want them to succeed. And like, when we run into like a system issue and how we know that can impact income for people when they're working based on outcome performance, heavily focused on producing results. So a system issue impacts their ability to make income, which in turn, and then we're making it right on the back end and doing things, and it's just. But anyway, this shit's addicting. I love it. I hate it. It's like the most bipolar, bad, good relationship
Yeah.
you
I
could
mean,
ever
you and
be
I
in.
talked a lot, prior to owning a business, but owning a business, you and I have a very high contact rate on about 1,000 calls a week.
Yeah,
And if it's not a contact rate, it's a give me 2 minutes, I'll call you back.
yeah. Oh, you're
So
talking about calling each other?
yeah, yeah, just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
communicating.
definitely look like we're lovers to the
Yeah,
guys and
like
gals over at
dating.
the
Like
phone company. Like these guys talk a lot.
yeah, the person I'm dating is gonna be like, is that even? Did you reprogram a girl's name as Justin? You
Yeah,
should
I
talk
talk
to
to you
him.
more than I talk to.
Yeah, you talk
Um,
more than you talk to your wife for
yeah,
sure. I'm
yeah,
the same, and when they want to talk to, um, as far as work-life balance is concerned, like when I don't know about you, and I know kind of touched on it, but when she wants to talk about work, I'm almost not inclined to even go there. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't even want to go there. And it's
yeah,
not because it's stressful. It's just because it's difficult for the other people outside of this, our inner group to understand. And when I start getting suggestions and, well, why don't you do this? And why don't you do that? And it's like, you think I didn't already
yeah.
try that?
Do we need to get a whiteboard out? I'll break this down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got a fucking opinion, dude. The inputs are
Yeah.
insane. They are so insane, and it's good. It's all good. Like,
Well, I will
but
say this too, and I appreciate feedback and input. And like I said, my post yesterday or today about making sure people surrounding you are challenging you and providing feedback, just overall not being the yes men or yes women, is valuable, so valuable. So I do appreciate the feedback, and I'd like to kind of create something for all of our agents and all of our campaigns. But speaking of, and something that you mentioned, when it comes to like the people we hired, and another pivot to another topic is when we're hiring. It seems like a lot lately we've been hiring more towards skill, and then when it comes in and down to it, we're seeing that there's a lack of will. Where do you see we are able to perfect this?
I think we talked about it the other day, but somebody said that they only hire people that are obsessed with something. So like whether it's cars, whether
Yeah.
it's fishing, whether it's lifting weights, but find somebody that's obsessed at something because it's a good indicator of how they drive their passion. But I've known some people that were like obsessed with skiing and they never worked in the winter time, so that's a double-edged sword. But
Right.
I think it's hiring's a guess, quick to hire, you hire, but you got to be quick to fire and know what's right for and wrong for a culture. But I will
You
tell you, like, I'm notoriously discovering, like, I'm not like recruiting's an art form for sure,
100%. Yeah,
and I'm not, but that we've got good talent. I think it's
for
it's
sure.
just a testament to the way the world fucking is that there's way more people that don't care than they do. And I say this like makes it sound like we're assholes. We're truly not.
No.
I think we're probably some of the most laid back people, but like I'm 40 years old. It took me 40 years of life to realize the importance of like structure and like non-negotiables inside my day and how I do things. It took me 40 years to figure that out. But I was always a hard worker. Like
Yeah.
I always had the competitive edge of like, hey, if I'm doing the same thing as somebody else, I don't care who you are, you're gonna know my name because you're gonna be trying to figure out my secret sauce, like whatever. I always had that. That seems to be I don't know if you can put that into people, and I don't even know how to interview somebody for will because people will say during an interview process,
Exactly. People are
I
gonna
want
boast.
yeah. And then they show
Absolutely.
up and it's they're one of there's always something people like, "Oh, my cat's sick. Oh, I stubbed my toe this morning. Oh,
Yeah.
I have a cold. I sneezed 3 times. I should
My
probably not
internet's
work today."
down. I mean, shoot, when
'Cause-
my internet's gone down, I've jumped on hotspot. When my internet's gone down, my
yeah,
hotspot's not working, I'll go to a coffee shop.
it's insane, dude.
You know,
People but it says more about the culture. Like,
it
you
does. And
know, people are
the
interesting.
pivot, in addition, whatever one, number six, uh, you feel like culture is often faked. Culture is
100%.
often fake. Well, okay, if culture is often fake, how well, let's just put it in our line of business. Let's focus on one campaign, or how do we fix that culture? Let's rephrase that. How do you go about fixing culture that is fake?
I think culture when you ask the question, is culture fake? And I say so
Well,
quickly, yes.
yeah,
I'm talking about like these mantras that companies will throw out and nobody inside it means it. And I try to go back to like one of the our first job and what that culture was about. Like I
yeah,
think they did things progressively, but that shit was a sweatshop in terms of like K5950 rack FID baby, let's go. And when it came down to it, it's not like a family. I think culture is
no,
shaped by standards. Like literally when you look at the companies that actually like get people that are cheerleading the brand that actually believe it, it's
yeah,
because they feel like they're a part of something through standards. It's like, I attach myself like either I'm personally growing, monetarily growing, or growing like I'm getting better, I'm learning some shit. Like that standards. Like culture's built on standards. So like if it's like trying to go take you this sounds about accurate. Think about a personal trainer that's out of shape and he talks
yeah.
about eating healthy all day. That is what culture's like inside of organizations. We talk about it, but you're a walking like full of shit, and
Yeah, I know for
completely
sure.
full
Kind
of
of like a
shit.
servant, not as much, but a servant leader type of situation where
Yes, and then
the
and then
servant leadership,
all
yeah,
and a
servant
rising
leadership,
tide rises all boats, and that's when you know you've got culture. When everybody around you elevates, that's culture.
yeah,
Mantras.
absolutely,
Here's our core values that we reiterate in
yeah,
every meeting because they sound fancy, but like
yeah,
nobody's elevating in a personal or monetary way, then you don't have
yeah.
shit.
I
You have,
mean, the amount of acronyms that were in that culture, I mean, you couldn't even remember all of those, and if
yeah,
you did, you got a $25 gift card to Barnes and Noble.
dude,
But
I could talk about that, but we learned a
I,
lot.
I will say
We did
though, as
learn a
far
lot.
as that company is concerned, exactly, we learned a lot. Learned a lot of what to do, what not to do, who I am, what I'm capable of, the inner meanings of office politics, professional politics, and there absolutely is such a thing and a way to navigate it. Um,
You know what
but
I
yeah,
would? Sorry, go
no,
ahead.
you're good. Go ahead.
No, what I was thinking was what actually makes. I think people need to reframe this shit too. Don't rely on a company to create the culture. Create the cult. You are the culture. And saying this as a business owner, like, yes, there are toxic companies, toxic leaders. I've worked for like the devil wears Prada type shit. Like, I've worked in some rough
Yeah,
environments,
Devil Wears
but
Prada.
the
Give me my plus.
culture, like, if you should have like, what's the culture of your damn life? Like,
Yeah,
do
absolutely,
people, do you make people rise? And we've all met or looked up to individuals that you see, and you're like,
for sure.
dude, there's something about him or her. They walk in a room and they pull the attention of the room. Dude looks like $1 million. They've got something about them, and that dude, that individual didn't get there because they were a part of a cool culture. They
Yeah, for
created,
sure.
they created. I mean, like the biggest influencers are a culture of their own just through their actions.
And it shouldn't be somebody that when they walk in the room that you just want to impress them. I actually read something earlier today that said when, excuse me, when your leader walks in the room, it shouldn't make you nervous. It should make you excited, you know, motivated, for example, and not just from a perspective of I need to impress this individual. But I think that's the truth. You know, I've had leaders where they walk in and I see everybody is just like, thank you for calling. Just so happy to help you. That's not, what it should look like. They should be happy to see you,
Yeah.
wondering what your days are like and able to have just a natural conversation, naturally conversate with the leaders that are within your organization and not feel like you have to kiss ass, so to speak. You know, you should
Yep.
never have to kiss your leader's ass in any
Nope.
way, shape, or form.
No.
And the leaders that are looking to have their asses kissed need to have their asses kicked. I guess I accidentally started to say that and it just sounded good, so I rolled with it.
T-shirt.
Sue me.
T-shirt.
Gee,
What did
I'm gonna
Mikkel
make
tell
it.
me? I was feeling sorry for myself on Saturday, and Mikkel said, "Just cry in the shower like a real winner." Like, and I was like, "That's a fucking T-shirt."
Yeah, I like
Winners
that.
cry in the shower. But I'm not a crier. I just was
I
like, I was like, dude, I'm
not
so
either.
like, check it. This work-life balance thing. Saturday was like my legit. I hit a wall. Like poor
Yeah,
me. And I was like, dude, if I was a crier, I'd be crying today. And she's like, winners cry in the shower. And I was like, that's a T-shirt. That's good shit.
that's funny. Winners cry in the shower. All right. Pivot next topic. And this one's going to go a little broad. So, if we started Sonic CX again today,
Mm.
huh?
Yep. And
What do you think we would let's specify it at this form. What would we never do again in your
I don't.
opinion?
I mean, everything's. I think I don't. I worry about answering this in a way that signals to anybody, but I think
It's not
you know.
signaling to anybody folks out there. This is just the Q&A.
Yeah. No. I think like it would be. Um. I think like sitting on decisions. Not being emotional. Like we go back to like you try to fill. Problems peek their head up. So I would say not try to find the quickest solution, but sit in the problem for just a second and try to make an informed decision as opposed to, like, well, oh, this is going to be this way forever. So like, let's, and then and we do things fast or, you go, I just, there's one in particular. It's the first thing that if we go back and we just made a decision to make a move internally because we thought, like, hey, we needed this person. We moved quickly, and we should not have. We should not have. I mean,
Yeah. Some
and
vetting needed to be done.
yeah, but you're like, hey, there's a hole here, need fill it, and then
Yeah.
you make decisions, and then you quickly find out like, oh, should have thought that one through a little longer, or like,
Yeah.
hey,
It's like
problem.
watching that guy that's trying to cover a big hole in his sheetrock with just a bunch of mud because that's what he has. And instead of, putting a cutout of sheetrock in there, putting the
Yeah,
screen, they have all the layers.
yeah,
Instead, we grabbed the mud and we patched the hole. However, a screen can be added, the mud can be sanded, can be fixed. So ideally, that's what's going to happen. But yeah, no, I agree. And
yeah. And
so
then website was a
yeah, I was just gonna
nightmare.
say what was probably one of the biggest money wasters, and I think I don't know if it was the biggest, but I think it was unnecessary for us to waste so much money on building a website, particularly when we're not a product based, right? When I say
Yeah.
product, we're not selling t-shirts, we're not trying to get advertisements out there for people to visit the website specifically. It's more that we need to spend time marketing ourselves, and that's what I would do. I would actually spend more time and money marketing myself on LinkedIn. And since I have, I mean, gosh, I've grown so many more connections. I need to attend more meetings. You know what I mean? Like, I know we're going to be going to a lunch here soon, but there's a couple that I've just been, I've pushed off and say, handle it. You got this. I'm going to continue to cover here. And if you need to think bigger on a larger scale, we're growing Sonic CX, not just 1 to 3 campaigns that are of that are of importance and need attention, but continue to grow my network. And honestly, I would have started that long ago, even when I was an employer. But I will tell you this, just to follow up on that, I'll never be an employer again, or an
Employee.
employee.
It's like,
An
wait,
employee. I will
yeah.
never be an employee again.
Yeah, I think
Period.
I agree, and it's but there's shit. This is like evolutions. Like Khabib said, I'm going to take him into waters, and he will discover himself. When he was talking about, I don't remember the fight. Entrepreneurship's like that. But
Yeah.
you're taking yourself there, and you discover yourself, and you're like, and then you start to see the game in a different way. So I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's not. It is not for the faint of heart, and it is not for
No,
everybody.
well, absolutely not. I mean, there's been days where, I was gonna chuck my, I think you said this the other day actually, chuck my monitor out the window.
I was talking about
Luckily, your
Saturday.
brain stopped and you're like, I don't want to replace the glass. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, dude, I
I
was
tell
Saturday.
you,
I
man,
was
I'm
just
the
ready
same way.
to.
I'm like grabbing this laptop and just want to be Hulk smash.
Yeah,
Mini Hulk.
yeah,
Mini Hulk.
yeah. I
You know,
did say that,
no.
dude. There was. I was just. But that's like I need to I need to clock into life at times. But this shit's fun. This shit's fun. Like tomorrow, I drive to Colorado and I'll be offline. Oh,
And he'll still be checking,
oh yeah,
and be like,
yeah. I have to stop
where are
halfway
we at?
to join a meeting. I got to find a
That's
coffee
right.
shop
We
somewhere
still
along
give you a
the
break. You can
route.
grab a chai tea,
Yeah, I
a
freaking love
chai.
iced chai, bro. Let's
Get
go.
by a chai,
Love my
maybe
iced
a
chais.
cranberry juice.
Let's go. Iced chai.
No, good shit. I mean, I like the stuff that we've been talking about, and just on the same same topic. What would you say are kind of our worst? I'm not gonna say. I would reword this. Not our worst earliest assumptions, but our worst assumptions overall. Or you know what? We kind of
Um, I,
we
I, I think I wouldn't say assumption. I would say it
yeah
was okay. Assumption. The worst assumption was I was not prepared to care so deeply.
yeah. I feel
I
you there.
like. I think. I think I knew I would care.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand like the weight that it carries and how bipolar I could possibly be. Where I can wake
From
up at 9 a.m. like, well, I
skip.
wake up early, but at 9 a.m. in the morning, I'm just like, life is good. And then by 2, it's like, ah!
Well, that's because you're skipping back from the gym, so your endorphins are
Well, but
pumping.
no, but
So
I'm just,
if
hey,
you
there's
see
days
Justin
that
skipping
doesn't
out of the
happen.
gym back to his truck, it's because he's looking at his truck
No,
and
no, no,
admiring
no,
it, and
dude,
then
I'm like legit will think like I'll go to bed like the world's on fire and then wake up by
yeah,
10 a.m. It's like, hey, it's all good. And then by
yeah,
4
got
p.m.
this.
and that's gym aside, but I do think, and I've told you this, like if I didn't like go do the whole like health kick, I'd
Yeah,
like legitimately that has been my saving grace, like taking care of myself.
I could see and hear that. One thing that's helped me, to be honest with you, just to kind of bounce off of that is the fact that I renovate my house often, right?
Yeah.
I do a lot of work to my house, and it keeps my mind and hands busy even when I can't. or when I should and need to step away from this computer. As you guys can see, I even bought a new chair because my ass was getting so raw sitting in a computer for 10 hours straight, just looking at this thing. But
So you bought the
unfortunately, I bought a big
chair
and
for a
tall chair.
king.
Yeah, I bought a big and tall chair.
Are you
I'm
sitting
actually
on your pillow?
I'm sitting on four throw pillows right now, so it's actually much small. I look much smaller than this. I have to jump to get in it
Your
most
feet
days.
dangle, swinging,
My
and they don't
feet,
even
yeah, so I
touch
could
them.
swing my feet right now and just be happy or kick something.
No, it's a big
But
chair.
no, and investing in something like that, and you pushed me heavily, like, get a new chair, get a new office setup, which I'm still messing with. I got a bunch of shelves I need to actually put together.
Yeah,
But
and you
yeah,
spend
no,
as
for
much
sure.
time as we do. Like this, I think my setup's pretty much like, I mean, short of, I don't have a whole lot of decor. Everything that's decor is behind me, but like,
Yeah,
I think I'm even like, how do I, how do I put my purpose and my whys and shit in front of me?
yeah,
Like something. Just because this,
I
I
got
spend so much damn time in this chair
for
that my
sure.
eye starts twitching.
I was
And
I was thinking about like I won't say innovation, it's not mind blowing, but kind of those changing posters, right, that you can customize. One where you wake up, it's next to your bed or by your bed. That gives you let's say a step in your daily motivation or what you need to get done for the day. And it could even be tied into your calendar, kind of like the notes that you have or the task manager that you have. And then in your bathroom, when you're getting ready, it has a different next step. And then when you get to your hallway, next step, your front door in your office, a next step. And then when you get inside here, it's almost like a checklist in your office. And I think that would be cool, but they would also be decorative.
yep.
So,
Yeah, I just introduced non-negotiables into my life because so there's just like things I do every day, no matter what. Like no
yeah,
matter
yeah,
what.
for
And
sure.
they're
Yeah, no, the working out is definitely something that I need to get back into
like half a
100%.
gallon of water. I'm not going a full gallon, but that's just two of these bottles. It's not a lot. And then just shit. But anyway, that's totally different. But yeah, office space matters, bro, because you're in it so much.
It does, yeah. That's why I try and make it, but sometimes it looks a little too crowded, but that's all right. One thing I would say, as far as my first, my worst assumption is that, you know, we scale, and the faster we scale, the more money we make, and that was not the case. The faster we scaled, the faster we had additional problems and hiccups. And I think that was obviously just because that was the first campaign that we scaled so dramatically. We saw a lot of, and I'll just, say it, shit, failures in a lot of areas. But it also was a good thing because it gave us the opportunity to look at it from a different scope and identify what the hell do we do different. And we have cleaned it up a little bit. There's still some more changes that need to be made. But the good thing about problems is one, they'll be there tomorrow. And two, you can generally fix them and learn from them. And that's
Have
what
you
I've
ever
been
heard that
super,
Jocko speech? Good. I'm
probably
sending
not.
that to you. But anyway, it talks
Potentially.
about problems, and he says his answer is always good. Good. If you can say the word good, you're alive. Stand up, dust yourself
Stand
off,
up.
engage. It's so badass. I'll send it to you. It's a good little short,
That's
but
funny.
he says good. Problems are good. Like good. New opportunity. Mission got canceled. Good. More time to prepare for the next one. Something happened. Like good. More this, more that. He's got an interesting way at it, but you just made me think of it with what you said. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's funny.
you said, but shit. What else, dude? I think this was fun. See, I like this more
Yeah,
when we
no,
just
it's good.
like this is more. I mean, we swear. It's what we do. It's who we are.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the look, when we're, it depends on the setting, and obviously when we're in professional settings, very
Oh,
specific.
fuck them. Just kidding.
No, no, I just mean, when we're in certain situations, we know how to adapt. We
Yeah.
know how to, shit, we've been adapting our entire lives with the things that we've done, gone through, overcome with all the adversity. Um, Literally, a month after launching the business, I lost my mom, and that was an impact to me. And I still logged on and was doing what I can to, drive this machine. And I think everybody that has the intent of wanting to see their business be successful is going to overcome those types of things, get in the grind, and do the damn job. I mean, we've worn so many hats since building this business because you can when you start out small. But now we're growing to the extent where we need other people to wear those hats. Those hats need titles, those hats need structures, and everybody needs to wear them consistently. So I think we're doing a good job getting that cleaned up, and I'm excited to see what it does over the next shoot. By the time 2006 ends, I am super excited to see where we stand.
2006 is over.
Uh,
It's
not over.
2026. You said 2006.
I
I'm just
say
giving you shit.
2006, 2026.
26. I am too, dude. I think we've like the inputs. Like we have these are good problems in the.
Yeah, very
And
good
I
problems. We say it all the time. If we, a year ago, if we would have thought we would be dealing with these types of problems that we're dealing with now, we wouldn't have even comprehended the fact that we would be here. But,
bring it
I believed
on.
we would, and we're here. And I think the good thing is, going through this together and the people that we surround ourselves continuously, there's definitely been some that have had, let's just say shitty impacts. There's some that have had very positive impacts, and there's some that have had impacts that can turn into very positive, continuous impacts and be a big part of growing Sonic CX. So I'm
Amen.
excited to see where that goes. But
100%.
as far as, I guess, let me add, is there a topic that you could think of that you would want to
No,
talk on?
I'm no. I mean, honestly, I think my biggest thing is just we've touched on a lot. I've had a chance to even like vent a little bit, which was fun.
Yeah,
It's like fun
it's
to
good to
just like,
vent.
yeah. I think and that's a big, yeah. I don't have anything. I'd just be rambling if I tried to make up a topic because I don't have anything prepped. I don't know if
Gotcha.
there's one more topic you have that we want to cover or call it here.
Yeah, well, one thing that I was gonna say is kind of like I guess just a bonus section. Let's say this, it's kind of like the rapid fires, and it's not too complex. Let's say, uh, keep it or kill it, right? So I'm gonna go and make us just call it what it is, and you say keep it or kill it. You can do a brief explanation as to why. I'll agree or disagree. So, AHT, we touched on. Kill it.
Yeah, kill it.
Well, drop
Kill
it.
it.
Drop it
I
to the
mean,
bottom.
you can, yeah. I just, yeah.
So, yeah, CSAT.
Uh, kill it because the way it's wrong. It's not. It's a shit metric. The intent behind
Define
it,
CSAT for anybody that might not know.
customer satisfaction scores. It's literally like you could put it like NPS. How likely are you to refer a friend? Type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking kill it too, because, in a lot of areas, especially with financial institutions, because with my financial institution, I'm either going to give a really bad score, so they hopefully reach out to me and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you experienced that." And I guess that can go for any business unit or company, and they're going to write something off or give me a free product, or I'm going to give them a really good score in hopes they're going to treat me better.
Kill it.
So,
Kill it.
yeah, kill it.
I
What
mean,
about a
yeah.
so software as a service subscriptions?
Oh, those are not going anywhere.
Yeah, but
SaaS?
I'm saying, what would you do?
Oh, I'd keep it. SaaS subscriptions? Yeah, because
Subscriptions.
yeah, like Netflix would be a subscription that's a software. I mean, it's a streaming software, but
It's a
it's
streaming,
yeah.
software,
So
but
yeah, software. I don't know. I mean, I think some companies will die, but I would
yeah.
say it'll always exist. Like,
Well, I mean, I guess that what I'm thinking here is, software as a service subscriptions, and I think we talked about this in podcast with Trevor. Is the subscriptions need to be controlled more by the purchaser than
Yeah.
the provider because the subscriptions that they're setting up for, what, 5 year subscriptions, and it's like,
But yeah, you're talking like enterprise level
yeah, like
contracts
software.
where they sell you a bunch of features that
Yep.
don't even, yeah, kill that. That shit will die naturally for sure.
Yep, I
Like,
think it will too. I say
yeah.
kill it, kill the subscriptions. You go on a as needed basis with maybe a 30, 60 day
Yeah, I would
cancellation
say
time frame.
specialized software, kill it. Kill it. That's how I'd label it. Like specialty software, it will die on its own. Kill it. Salesforce, in trouble.
So this one here, yeah, I was trying not to name
Yeah,
specifics, but
they're
that's
big.
fine. I mean,
They're
Salesforce has its needs for sure, and I think benefits. But do you think the subscription basis?
yeah,
This is tricky because obviously I think there's kind of both ways that we could look at it. But offshore staffing,
it's tricky.
I'm going to say where appropriate,
Yeah,
right? Because I don't think it should be killed for everything. I think it should be used for some things.
I would kill it for the sake of cost savings.
Yeah,
Offshoring
for
for cost
the
saving.
reasoning you're using it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I don't want to. Yeah, but
No,
offshore.
I for
But
sure.
you don't see. I've never seen another country send their call centers to America, and it seems like
Right.
American companies send it out in the sake it's just too expensive to operate here, whatever. But
Yeah.
that's controversial. I would just say
Yeah, super
both.
controversial.
Keep
What are you
and
afraid
kill.
of?
Keep and kill. Keep and
Yeah,
kill it.
keep and kill. Keep in some areas, kill in others. And I think where it's appropriate, for sure. Fully remote work. Now, this one's tricky because obviously, not everybody has
Mhm.
a physical location. But let's say if you do have a physical location, keep or kill fully remote work.
Um, I that would be a very long. I don't know that I would
I'm gonna
say,
say then I'll say kill because I think the camaraderie and in person, even if it's simply staff meetings,
yeah.
are super beneficial.
Yeah, being connected to something. This goes back to the comment I made where I think
Yeah.
some people, some people need that.
Yeah, for
Like,
no, for sure.
for,
They need that ability to work
yeah, but I
remote.
love not commuting. I freaking love that.
For sure. I love not
I go out into
commuting.
traffic and I'm like, what is this? Where are these? What are all these people
Where did
doing?
all these cars come
Yeah,
from?
yeah.
I
What is
thought
it?
we were still in COVID lockdown.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm like, ah. So
Oh
once we
man.
have flying
Yeah.
cars,
I,
teleport,
I
whatever.
yeah, I just think I don't know. I think, or let's say, for example, I mean, we have people that are remote work all over the country, right? All over the U.S. So it's not possible. We're not going to fly people in. We definitely don't have the money to fly people in and have. But if we did, and they had the ability to, I'd sure as hell fly them in and
Yeah, we
say,
do
let's have
like
an
President's
offsite.
Club or something, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no, yeah, for sure.
yeah, something like that.
Um, but as far as remote work is concerned, I know there's a lot of controversy about it, and remote work is a strong, com, you know, ideal and instilled into a lot of companies, particularly now because of the amount of money that they're saving without having to staff full offices. You're seeing these businesses being leased all around Utah, for example, right, and continuing to be built, but nobody's filling those seats, or they're filling them once a week, once a month, once a quarter.
Dude, there's so
And then
many
they start,
release signs here in
I
Utah.
know.
So
And then
many.
they start these buildings, they then start to consolidate who used to have all six, seven floors, and now they're only using the top floor. And then, uh, you know, contacts for less, 1-800 contacts is using the second floor, and so from some financial company is using part of the third floor, and then they're sharing it with another company, which is just making it so all these buildings we're putting up is just a waste of the state's money, truth be told. You could just give me the property and I'll turn it into something special. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
yep. Hell yeah, I'd take a commercial property, I'd turn it into some really good real estate.
I guess I could have thrown in fix it. Keep it, kill it, fix it. Probably
Yeah,
would have been smarter,
yeah,
but oh
that's
well,
okay.
we're
I
past
it
that.
was it was fun. It's fun.
But the last thing that I would say is scripting, like relying, giving, and relying on scripts.
Oh, Lord, I hate scripts.
I
I think they're only required for like legal disclosure reasons.
Yeah,
If
compliance,
there's yes, other than that, like you should have your people should be people. Like
100%. And let
yeah,
your personality shine. Otherwise, we might as well have a robot take the calls.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
no, for sure. All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate you guys attending the
Shift happens.
the hot takes and on our shift happens. So that's a wrap, and hope you guys appreciated it. And big takeaway: look, there are a lot of items out there in the contact center that are hot takes and sensitive topics. Don't be afraid to talk about them. Don't be afraid to comment on them. And if you enjoyed this, smash the like button, leave a comment. We appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep it real. Just remember, shift happens. Have a good day.
Okay.